My name is Anjaneyulu. Subject physics. Today our topic is the Newton's laws of motion. So once all of you look at the board. So I am explaining Newton's laws of motion. So here see all of you, once look at the board, see here three terms is there, Newton's laws of motion. I will explain one by one. First of all, Newton's is nothing but Sir Isaac Newton was proposed this concept. Sir Isaac Newton was proposed this concept. So one day Sir Isaac Newton sit under the apple tree. The apple tree is the fall down. He is thinking about why the apple is the fall down. So that's why Sir Isaac Newton proposed this concept. Next, laws. So do you know what is the laws? Laws is nothing but here some conditions is there applying. Here we are applying some conditions. Next one is the motion. Motion is nothing but if a body or with respect to surroundings and motion, if a body or object changes with respect to surroundings and motion is called motion. So once Newton's laws of motion. Okay now. So here laws is nothing but in the total topic three conditions is there. In the total topic three conditions means three laws. Newton's first law, Newton's second law and Newton's third law. One by one I will explain. First of all, Newton's first law. Newton's first law. See, first of all, I will explain the definition of Newton's first law. If a body is a rest position or motion, unless until we are applying some external force on it, that is called Newton's first law. If a body or object is state of rest or uniform motion, continuously that one is moving. So unless until we are applying some external force on it, that is called Newton's first law. So I will explain simple example. I take for example, let imagine this is the one of the bench. Just imagine Nana, this is one of the bench. So I am taking, this is the chart piece, this is the object. Okay now. So this is the bench, this is the chart piece. This chart piece keep on the table. The chart piece keep on the table. This is rest position. Yes, this is the rest position. So unless until I am applying some external force, applying some external force on it, that's why the apple, this one is moving. The chart piece is moving. So without applying force, I am applying force, this chart piece do not move. So that is the Newton's first law. Okay, now understand Newton's first law. Newton's first law is nothing but so if a body is rest position or uniform motion, unless until we are applying some external force on it, that is called Newton's first law. Newton's first law always is talks about the inertia. Newton's first law always is talks about the inertia. So what is the inertia? Newton's first law is always talks about to inertia. So first of all, what is the inertia? Inertia is nothing but inability of a body to change itself its state of rest. Inability of a body to change itself its state of rest. That is called the inertia. Understand inertia? So inertia mainly there are three types. Inertia of rest, inertia of direction, inertia of motion. Inertia how many types? Inertia mainly there are three types. Inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia of direction. We discuss about one by one. First of all, what is the inertia of rest? So I am explaining inertia of rest. So once all of you see, I will explain the inertia of rest. Inability of a body to change itself, its state of rest is called inertia of rest. Inability of a body to change itself, its state of rest is called inertia of rest. I am explaining one example. So see, in a car, two persons sitting in a car. Two persons sitting in a car. The car is moving this direction. The car is moving this direction. Driver suddenly applying the brakes. Driver suddenly applying the brakes. So here, driver suddenly applying the brakes. Automatically, this person, the little bit of moving like this. This person is a little bit of moving. So that is called the inertia of rest. Understand inertia of rest? This is the inertia of rest. So one more example I will explain. You know, all members know carrom board. So this is all of you see. In free time we are playing carrom board. In a free time we are playing carrom board. So this is the pile of the coins. This is the pile of the coins. So this is the this is the red coin. Above is the red coin and down is the normal coin. So here striker is there. Striker. So one person is hit on the down coin. One person is hit on the down coin. This coin only moving. Remaining coin will be fall down. That is the best example of the inertia of rest. Okay, now inertia of rest is nothing but inability of a body to change itself state of rest is called inertia of rest. Two examples I will explain. First car example, second one is the carrom board. Okay, now next one, what is the next one? Inertia of motion. So next one is the inertia of motion. See, all of you, inertia of motion. This also I will explain first of all definition. Inability of a body to change its state of motion. Inability of a body to change itself, its state of motion is called inertia of motion. So this also I will explain one example. So in our homes, so fans is there. In our homes, fans is there. First of all, the switch on the fan. What happened? The switch on the fan means fan will be rotating. Fan will be rotating. So whenever we are switch off the fan, exactly stop? No. Fan sometimes will be rotating. Understood? So in our homes we are switch on the fan. Switch on the fan means the fan automatically will be rotating. Next, when we are switch off the fan, exactly stop? No. The fan moving sometime. That is the inertia of motion. That is the inertia of motion. Next, third one is the inertia of direction. Third one is the inertia of direction. Inertia of direction. Now see third one, inertia of direction. Inability of a body to change its state of direction. That is called inertia of direction. Inertia of direction is nothing but inability of a body to change itself its state of direction. So see, one person is there here taking one thread and a stone. One person is there taking one thread and a stone. So taking stone and thread, tied one stone. So this one will be rotating, moving like this. So each direction will be changes. So this person is taking thread. So for example, this is a stone. I take one thread. Thread means rotating. Rotating means each the direction will be changes. See, all of you see here. This is the direction. Here also direction will be changes. Here also direction will be changes. Continuously the direction will be changes. That is the inertia of direction. That is the inertia of direction. Inertia of direction is nothing but inability of a body to change itself its state of direction. That is called inertia of direction. So one person is taking thread and coin, one stone will be attached to the down. We take the stone will be rotating like this only. Rotating means automatically the direction will be changes. Automatically the direction will be changes. That is the inertia of direction. Now three topics will be covered. Inertia of rest is completed. Inertia of motion is completed. Inertia of direction. In the Newton's laws of motion, we have three laws is there. We have three laws. First law is already completed. Newton's first law always talks about the inertia. Inertia mainly there are three types. Inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia of direction. These three is completed. Now I am explaining the Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second law. Newton's second law. Newton's second law is nothing but the rate of change of linear momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. The rate of change of linear momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. So here see F directly proportional to the rate of change of linear momentum delta P. So F directly proportional to the delta P. So here P is nothing but momentum. In previous classes studied what is the momentum? P is nothing but the product of mass and velocity. This is the very important. So P is nothing but momentum. Momentum you studied in previous class. P is nothing but the product of mass and velocity. The product of mass and velocity. So here F directly proportional to delta into P is nothing but P is nothing but mv. P is nothing but mv. So m will be writing on the first directly proportional to. So m into delta v. M into delta v. So once all of you see. Now see, F directly proportional to delta into mv. So for our convenience, I will write mass will be in front of the delta. F directly proportional to m into delta v. So what is the delta v? If delta v is nothing but the rate of change of velocity is called acceleration. Delta v is equal to a. Delta v is equal to a. The a will be here substituting F directly proportional to the m into a. So why here a will be adding? So here delta v is nothing but a. Delta v is nothing but a. So that's why here F directly proportional to the m into the product of mass and acceleration. So here I am removing the directly proportional. I am removing directly proportional. I am removing directly proportional means I putting some constant. F is equal to K into ma. You take any one, that your wish. So here constant you take any one. F is equal to ma. For our convenience, I will take in the K is the constant. Here K is the constant. That's why F is equal to ma. Force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. Force is equal to the product of mass and acceleration. So once all of you then once again I will explain Newton's second law. Newton's second law is nothing but the rate of change of linear momentum. The rate of change of linear momentum is directly proportional to the applying force. So here F is directly proportional to the rate of change of linear momentum. So already in previous classes discussed about what is the momentum. Momentum is nothing but P is equal to momentum. Momentum is nothing but P. So what is the definition of momentum? The product of mass and velocity. The product of mass and velocity is called momentum. So here P is nothing but mv. P is nothing but m into v. M is the mass, v is the velocity. So here F directly proportional to the delta P. So here what is the P value? P is nothing but the product of mass and velocity already. So F directly proportional to delta into mv. Delta into mv. Here what is the m? M is the mass, v is the velocity. M is the mass, v is the velocity. So here velocity is the vector quantity. Velocity is the vector quantity. That's why here m is writing on the infinite for our convenience. F directly proportional to m into delta v. So here m is the constant. Mass is the constant. Mass changes no. So when a body is moving, mass is no changes, but velocity only changes. That's why here I will in front of the right m. Okay now. Mass, for example, I am running. My mass will be changes. I am walking. My mass is changes. No. By speed only changes. My weight is common. Weight is nothing but mass only. Mass is common, but velocity will be changes. I am walking means some speed. I am running means some speed. So speed only will be changes. So velocity will be changes. So mass does not change. That's why here this is constant. So here that's why here F directly proportional to ma. Here I am removing the directly proportional. So here when we are removing directly proportional, we are putting some constant. The constant you take anywhere, that is A, B, C, D. Like you take that one. So here I am taking here K. F is equal to K into ma. So here K is the constant. So K is a constant. For our convenience, I take the letter of K is equal to 1. K is equal to 1. 1 is multiplying with anyone. That only. F is equal to ma. So now Newton's second law always talks about the force. Newton's first law always talks about inertia. Newton's second law always talks about the force. Next to last one, I will explain the Newton's third law. See all of you, Newton's third law. This is the last one, Newton's third law. Newton's third law is nothing but for every action, equal and opposite reaction. In the world, for every action, equal and opposite reaction. So I will explain some examples. Understood? So here Newton's third law is definition for every action. Is a equal and opposite reaction. So one of the example is the rocket motion. Example is the rocket motion. So the rocket is moving up. Okay now, the rocket is moving up. The gases will be ejected downward. Understand now? So once all of you and look at the board, see Newton's third law, the rocket motion example. So the rocket is moving up. That is the action. So gases are 5. Remaining gases will be ejected downwards. Ejected downwards means moving down. The gases will be down means rocket will be moving up. Exactly both will opposite reaction. So here the rocket is moving up and the gases will be ejected downward. Ejected means downward will be pushes. When the gases pushes downward, automatically the rocket is moving up. So this is the best example of Newton's third law of motion. So one more example I will explain. One person swim on the swimming pool. So this person is moving forward. So the water will be moving downward. Okay now. So one person is swimming. Swimming means, like for example, the person is pushes the backward. The water pushes backward, but the person is moving forward. So both exactly opposite reaction. So this is the person is like pushes means the person is moving. When the person helping with the hands, the water will be moving like this. This person is moving upward. So this is the best example of Newton's third law of motion. Newton's third law of motion is nothing but for every action always equal and opposite reaction. The action is there and reaction is there. So two examples I will explain: rocket motion and a swimming pool. In the rocket motion, the rocket is moving up. Next, the gases will be ejected downward. Here also one person swimming in a swimming pool. So after one person is in water moving like this, automatically this person is moving up. This person is moving up, the water will be backward. This is the both examples of the Newton's third law. I hope all of you understand this concept, Newton's laws of motion. So once all of you is in summary, today we will discuss about Newton's laws of motion means totally three laws. Newton's first law, Newton's second law, Newton's third law. Newton's first law always talks about inertia. Newton's first law always talks about inertia. Inertia mainly there are three types. Inertia of rest, inertia of direction, inertia of motion. That's three is over. Next Newton's second law. Newton's second law always talks about the force. Newton's second law always talks about the force. Force is nothing but F is equal to ma, the product of mass and acceleration. Next Newton's third law. Newton's third law always talks about inertia and always talks about action and reaction. Newton's third law always talks about action and reaction. So Newton's third law is nothing but for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Rocket motion and one person swim in the swimming pool. I hope all of you understood this one. Thank you for your watching.